Greetings, citizens of Tetris. It is your old pal Vandweller back with more classic Tetris Monthly Tap Masters. And because it is Tap Masters, we decided to put the pretty much the only two DAS players in the same bracket, so we could just get rid of one of them. Right? I don't know. It just kind of happened that way. We're gonna do the TEAL bracket. Round one is gonna be TUGI versus Giovanni. So TUGI, of course, one of the top DAS players, I think third on the overall DAS PB list, and Giovanni coming off of a huge victory in. Oh wait, did I spoil it? Don't watch live Tetris if you don't want to be spoiled. Okay, that's it. Close your ears right now. Giovanni coming off a huge victory in CTWC's DAS championship over Pixel Andy. Okay, open your ears again, and there you go. The winner of this round one match will take on a living legend of the game who is returning to his first competitive Tetris in like 4 years, something like that. It's JDMFX, Joseph SAELEE, whatever you call him, JD. He is back, and he will take on the winner of this. So I am very, very excited to see what he can do in his return. I mean, this is totally bonkers. Okay, let us. I'm going to show you the top 16 situation real quick, just to show you where we're at. In our previous stream today, Bendy took on Evesy and Vicious Rhubarb to make his way into the top 16. We've already got Eric, who is into the top 16 in the purple bracket. And right now we're going to figure out who's going to take on Oscar, our 7th seed in this teal bracket. Adam Irish, thank you for the raid. Party of 5. Let's take a look at our rules real quick, just in case you haven't played in a competitive Tetris match in 4 years. This is a 32-player single elimination flat bracket tournament based on the 1989 version of Tetris released by Nintendo for the Nintendo Entertainment System on NTSC consoles. Players can play an emulator or console so long as the game mechanics, appearance, and statistics are unmodified, except in the ways that we ask you to modify them. Players can use any controller so long as there's no big buttons or turbo functions used, whether electronical or mechanical, biological, turbo only. Level 18 starts all the way through, no line cap, so if you can play to and through level 39, you are welcome to give that a try. We will be using same piece sets, and they will be re-rolled in between each game of the match. And players, make sure on your Tetris Gym competition cartridge, you have turned your hertz and input display to on, because we want to see how fast you're tapping, because it's fun. Okay, that's pretty much the only reason, but we want it on. Okay, and then also remember, do not receive any in-game advice, so nobody in your ear telling you about your opponent's board state or your board state or upcoming pieces or anything like that. Just one mind per game, that is it. Do not pause unless the commentator tells you. If you experience tech issues like an internet slowdown or something like that, just keep playing. We will figure it out. Just keep playing. Don't pause and fix it. Just keep playing. We'll figure it out. Remember, this is a best of 5, so the first player to 3 is the winner of the match. And the winner, Spirit of Tap, right? Hyper tapping tournament, jitter clicking tournament, but you are allowed one, if you want to call it a hyper quick tap, and that can occur anytime during your tap sequence, one time. So you one finger attack, but with one time per piece movement, you can get another finger involved, and that could be at the beginning, the middle, or the end, the so-called hyper quick tap, whatever. But that's it. No alternating tapping, that kind of thing. Single finger attack, one extra finger, one time per piece. Make sense? Okay. The winner of this gets absolutely something, and that is a share in a prize pool, which is now at $200 even. We are 20% of the way to our top 8 goal. If we do get to $1,000, we will pay the top 8 players in this tournament. And listen, this is a historic tournament. We should get to $1,000. Please help us out and do that. I really would love to get to more than that, but I was afraid, if we didn't get to it, it'd be really embarrassing, but I'd really like to get to way more than that. But if we could get to 1,000, I'll feel, okay. Otherwise, we're just going to pay the top 4, which is fine, but I would love to pay the top 8. Remember, this is a 100% fan-funded prize pool. We don't have any sponsors. You are the sponsors, right? Use the Matcherino command if you're watching live. That'll bring up the links. It'll say TAP or TAP Masters or TM or whatever. Click on that link. That will take you to the landing page for this tournament with our prize pool partner, Matcherino. And once you're there, go to the top right-hand corner to log in. Click on that. You can log in with your existing Twitch or YouTube account. It's easy. Once you're in there, click on the mustard color button that says contribute to contribute. If you're watching after the fact, you can go to go.ctm.gg/tap-prize to contribute to the prize pool. And Dr. Knocker's right on cue, $10 contribution. Thank you for that. Really appreciate that, Dr. Knockers. Coming in with, what are those? What did you call them? Rockets or racket? I don't remember what they were called. The Malaysian currency. Anyway, thank you, Dr. Knockers. Appreciate that. Okay, that is how to support the channel. Support the players. To support the channel, you can go over to Patreon, and I don't know, Google Sheets is messing up all my sheets here, so everything's off. But thank you to our supporters on Patreon. Go to patreon.com/monthlytetris to provide us an ongoing pledge of support on an annual or a monthly basis to keep this channel going. This channel is bringing you all kinds of fun, innovative, nostalgic, whatever tournaments nearly every single month, and we can't do it without your support. You can also support us on YouTube with super chats and stickers and memberships and on gifting memberships. And Twitch, you get bits and subs and gift subs and Amazon Prime, Twitch Prime Gaming subs as well. So consider all of those ways to support us. Big shouts to Scott Gray, Jay in the Window, K9 Tacky, Corporal Shelby, Troy Dan, Kim Ebb, Rogue Potato, Cat and Mila for your support. All right, I'm going to flop on over. I have to update. I just got to fix. Oh, we got wide TUGI here. Just give me a moment. Players, you can continue to warm up a little if you want to. Let me just fix the cams on TUGI. Got wide TUGI here, very wide. All right, we'll get it. We got the full TUGI in full relief here. We need all the TUGI we can get. All right, there he is. TUGI, and then Giovanni, you in chat, can you tell me one more time what your, can you just chat, Giovanni, because I have your old thing in here and I just need your new. And it's, what is it, GOG Tetris, got it, thank you. All right, so hopefully that'll bring up Giovanni. Yeah, I got it. I just forgot exactly what it was. All right, there's Giovanni. So we'll get his thing going. And Giovanni, I'm going to reverse you so that you're looking at your pieces, because otherwise, you know, we'll know you're cheating if you're not looking at your pieces, right? So we got to cover up. All right, there is Giovanni. And Giovanni, make sure you turn on your Hertz and input display when you get a chance, because it is currently turned off. And TUGI, if you haven't done that, please do that as well. I'm just going to refresh these players' streams one time just to make sure that they are caught up with one another. $5 Euro super chat. Kip Duran says, I returned for this historic event. Well, I'm sure it'll be short-lived, Kip. I'm sure I'll say something to offend you, but I appreciate your coming back and watching. Okay. Yeah, both of these matches, we don't even know what the second match is going to be, really, but both of them really are going to be bangers, so really, really excited. People are asking, Giovanni, are you going to tap or DAS? I mean, I think he might switch between both. possible. I don't know. All right, we're going to go ahead and give you some pieces. Players. 73FBBA. Both of these players have a tap max. Yeah, I'm curious though, because TUGI has a tap max, but still PB with DAS, right? So, and TUGI does not have a 1.3 with tap, right? I think TUGI doesn't have a 1.1 with tap, right? Or do you have a 1.1? I don't know. What is your? You have one tap max like 5 years ago, yeah. But you know, TUGI, if TUGI can get that. Get that 1.3 with tap and rolling and DAS. I mean, that's the trifecta, right? That would be fun. TUGI could get that. Kip Durant says, Vandy, I love you. You cannot offend me and drive me away. I had double pneumonia and was also broke. You had double pneumonia? Oh my God. What about double secret pneumonia? Blue Scooty with the tier 1 sub, 22 months. That was courtesy of K9 watching Tetris. Thank you, Blue Scooty. If it hadn't been done before, I might be motivated, but you'd do well to get 800 with tap. No, that makes sense. All right, so as soon as players, as soon as you can, we'll try and... How many people have the trifecta? Meme, Andy, and Tristop, as far as I know. That's true. Threes two says get the 1.4 trifecta, TUGI. That's all you gotta do. Do you get the 1.4? All right, so GIO getting some of his some last warm-ups here. And then we will begin. Let me hide the yellow and blue and pink on this screen. Okay. Dr. Knockers says, someone pointed out to me the other day that meme is the only one with 1.3 trifecta with 19 starts. Yeah, that is true. Meme is the only one with a 19 start DAS 1.3 as far as I know. Now, of course, things happen all the time and are not really, I don't even know where to find out about them, but is DAS 1.4 even possible? Yeah, it is. Okay, the pieces are in chat, so Fort Sim, thank you for the raid. Pieces I will flop, flop, flop. There they are. I mean, anyone could get a DAS 1.4. Scotto Bozo 1.5 trifecta. What the heck? You think DAS 1.4 is going to happen this match? Honestly, I would not be all that surprised. These two are great players. All right, looks like we've got two ready players. TUGI versus Giovanni, the teal bracket. Round one. The winner will take on Joseph SAELEE in round two in 3, 2, 1 Tetris. On the left side of your screen from Austria, it is TUGI, who qualified into seed number 23 with a 1.11 average of his best two games played in a 1 hour qualifying period. TUGI DAS almost certainly will be playing DAS this entire time. He has one tap max out, but has a 1.34 million with DAS. At one point, that was, he had the world record, but he is now number 3 on the list behind, NGC Man and Mark. Or is it Mark and NGC Man? I forget which. Yeah, it's a Mark. It still has the record, right? And NGC Man number 2. TUGI has been in Masters level competitions here in CTM 9 times, including 6 appearances in the monthly Masters event, finishing as high as the top 8, which he did just last month. He had his best ever month in the Masters event last month, getting to that top 8, and also made it into the semis of DAS Masters last month. So a very strong month from TUGI last month. It's been in Mega Masters 3 times in the last 3 years. It's been gold bracket of CTWC 4 times. Not in 2025 and not in 2023, but going back to 2020. He's also played in CTEC in the 2 online years, getting into the top 8, played in the Austria Regional. You might have seen him at that. You might have also seen him at the DAS World Championships this year and in years past, with high finishes in those events as well. And another player with a high finish in the DAS World Championships is on the right side of your screen. 257 here for TUGI, 178 for Giovanni. Giovanni, close your ears if you don't want spoilers. Giovanni was second last year in the DAS World Championship that takes place, or the CTWC's DAS World Championship takes place in Germany. And this year, cover your ears, he finished 1 place higher and won it. Now, I have not seen the match, but I will go see it. I was unfortunately just busy pretty much all weekend, so I didn't get to see it. But also, there's a lot of matches. But anyway, Giovanni, of course, your CTWC DAS World Championship winner. He qualified into seed number 26 here in Tap Masters. Will be playing DAS throughout, although I believe he does have a Tap Max. He's got a 1.325 million DAS PB. He was ranked number 2 in the most recent DAS Premier poll that was at the beginning of July. TUGI was number 7, by the way. He was the first non-Pixelandy, non-dog to win DAS Masters, which he won in May. And then it was back-to-back finals against Pixel Andy in June, and then Andy took that one. 384 for Giovanni right now, 404 for TUGI. Giovanni made his Mega Masters debut this year. He's played in DAS Masters 7 times. He's got that 1 win. He also, the finals, another finals appearance and 2 semifinals appearances. Also played in Silver Bracket in the 2nd online year of CTWC, but otherwise has not played in CTWC Gold, as far as I know. But you may have also seen him at the Austria Regionals last couple of years, also winning a bunch of online Italy-focused tournaments in 2021 through 2023. 475 for Giovanni, 475 for TUGI. Giovanni gets a Tetris. What is Mega Masters like, says JDMFX_. It's a 64 player version of the Masters event. It is basically our annual online championship. Of course, back when we were a 16 player monthly tournament, that means it like quadrupled in size, but now it only doubles in size. But I don't know. I think we might maybe do an even bigger Mega Masters next year. 547 for Giovanni, 9 lines away from 19. 567 for TUGI. We might do Giga Masters, guys. It's possible. But Mega Masters basically started in 2022 after Joseph, who is asking in chat, had pretty much left competitive Tetris, so he didn't get a chance to compete in those. 582 for Giovanni on 19. 601 entry into 19 for TUGI. Another Tetris Tugi 626. Remember, these players are playing DAS. I think they might be the only two DAS mains or players who qualified in with DAS into this tournament. And they just happen to be meeting in round one. And Giovanni in a little bit of trouble here. And that is going to be a top out for Giovanni. Tugi is good in game number 1. Gio says, bro, where's the line? So was hoping for a line, did not get the line, and was kind of dependent on the line. And Tugi will take game number 1 against CTWC's reigning DAS champion. Okay, new pieces are in the chat, my players. 7C F8DE, 7C F8DE. But when you get the line, oh my God. All the nostalgia is coming out this month. But when you get the line. Dan V Pants with the Prime sub, no way, 4 years. Yeah, 48 months, Dan V, but only a 41-month streak, so you still got 7 months until it's really impressive. So. Yeah, I can't believe you missed a month 41 months ago. You ruined it. All right, looks like both players are on seed. 7CF8DE, both players have signaled ready, so we're going to get them started here in game number 2. Giovanni looking to tie it up. Tugi up 1-0. Dan V says, I accidentally subbed to someone else once. I mean, you really should, though. You know, you're an employee. You don't have to... It should be subscribe. Somebody, I mean, if anything, I should be gifting you a subscription every month, right? Oh, man. You agree with that? All right, I'll consider it. During our next contract negotiation, we'll bring it up. I think that should be in about 36 months. All right, Tetris for Giovanni, and another one, 45,000. Jay says, Vandy makes people pay to work for him. Yeah, I mean, it's a privilege, really. I mean, man. It's a mess. Don't ever do it. All right, Tetris for Giovanni, 95,000, 74,000 for Tugi. Wallband says, let's go Tugi. RXS says, I subbed to Pixelandy and he never streamed. That's been happening. You know, there was like a run, like, I don't know, when there was like Scooty hysteria and, you know, Colors hysteria and all, you know, that, and Chase for Rebirth and Chase for 10 million. A lot of like Tetris players, they got partnered on Twitch, and then, you know, they made these runs like, I'm going to get partnered, and they hardly ever stream. Like, like, you know, I was gonna say, I wish I had a partner, but I guess I do. But I guess what they've learned is it's pretty much not worth it. All right, 167 for Giovanni. He's trying to dig his way out here. 191 for Tugi. Giovanni 182, 238 for Tugi. Game number 2. I wonder if does Joseph remember how to like do the stencil and all that? Like, I'm very curious about if he remembers how to do all that stuff. Oh my God. He has gym now, I know. $229 for Giovanni, 261 for Tugi. Both players are going to get Tetris's. Giovanni's was dirty. It's off by a few pixels. Oh my God. What the heck? Sorry, I'll fix it. Tetris TUGI 353 through 74. So TUGI really just motoring along. Giovanni 259 through 74. Tetris Giovanni 281. There's one TUGI 376. Dr. Knockers says it's been 1,346 days since JD's last match. Which was what? 2021 CTWC, right? Huffaluffagus. As far as I know, I don't think he... Did he have another one after that? I don't think so. 329 Giovanni 445 for TUGI. Giovanni having quite a good couple of months competitively. I mean, was won DAS Masters, was runner-up the next month, and then winning CTWC DAS 2025. And I don't know, it seems, and that CTWC DAS, that was against Andy, right? So, I mean, Andy and Giovanni kind of developing a real rivalry. I'm sure it's not going to be the last time if they keep playing. You know, we'll see them both play against each other. I mean, they're too good, and they're going to make it deep into tournaments. 517 TUGI, 422 for Giovanni. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go watch that. I wanted to watch it live, but I just had too much going on. TUGI gets set up, gets a Tetris 587. There's a Tetris Giovanni 491. Giovanni could potentially get 3 more Tetrises before 19 hits. And so could TUGI. One more Tetris. Here it is. TUGI. It's going to give him another 600K transition, assuming he gets the next 5 lines. TUGI 633, 1 line to go. Would love an L piece. Giovanni is into 19 at 561. TUGI's in at about 633 or so. And Giovanni holding out for a J piece, not going to come, so now he's going to need a bar to get down there. All right, the bar gets in. And Giovanni is clean and set up and gets a Tetris. 616 for him, 712 for TUGI. About a 96,000 point lead for TUGI. Same lines. Oh, Giovanni's board up pretty high here, so he's going to have to figure out a way out. That square should get over. I needs to just kind of... Okay, oh, that great L for the left side of the board. Giovanni, oh, with the quick tap. Oh, it's a great placement here. Giovanni. He's going to open up that right side, get a long bar down. Tetris survival for Giovanni at 660. I feel like there was a little bit of give up energy for a split second for Giovanni, but he stayed with it and he is still playing. He's actually cut into that lead a little bit for TUGI, and now he's in the thick of it again. Well, this should be a little bit lower. If he can get a bar real quick here, he would love it. All right, that left side could be a problem. This is going to be a problem if he can whip out a tap. I don't know, but that's going to be a top out for Giovanni at 698. So the great survival, and wasn't really able to capitalize on it. Got immediately into another tough kind of high center situation. And that is going to do it for game number 2. TUGI, you are good. I don't know what you guys are referring to. I don't know if that's It's just a phrase, an idiomatic expression. I've never heard of it, so I don't know what that song is. All right, TUGI up 2-0. Let's go ahead and give him new pieces. No Vandy stop. Listen, just because somebody decides to make some terrible song about some expression that is common in use doesn't mean I'm going to stop saying the expression. I've never heard of it. I don't care what it is. It's an awful song by KSI. I don't know who KSI is. What is KSI? I don't even know what that is. What is KSI? Never heard of that. Vandy, can I link your cover? Yeah, you can. KSI is Logan Paul's British friend. He only has one British friend. Surprised he has any friends, honestly. All right, looks like both players are ready for game number 3. TUGI up 2-0. Giovanni looking to win to stay in. Jay plays Tetris. Vandy, KSI is in the thick of it. Everybody knows. I don't know what any of that is, guys. Kip Duran super chatted €5. It says, who the hell is KSI and why did they name themselves like they're on the New York Stock Exchange? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know who that is. All right, we're underway in game number 3. Giovanni trying to get back on the or get on the comeback trail. Of course, he might have that, post world champion of DAS kind of hangover here, winning that just a few days ago. Tetris Giovanni 101, another Tetris for him, 124, 98,000 TUGI. Tetris Giovanni 169, 145 for TUGI. Remember, both players playing DAS here, so you got to adjust your expectations for just how far left and right and high the pieces are going to get. So they're going to have to keep their stacks correspondingly lower. Cooliolio says, I can't wait till I'm Vandy's age and then I never have to hear about this stuff. It has nothing to do with age. You don't have to hear about this stuff at all. You can just, decide what you pay attention to. You don't have to hear about anything you don't want to. All right, Giovanni's setting up for a dirty Tetris, but that left side is going to be a problem. And that is going to be a top out for Giovanni. I'm sure he doesn't sure he doesn't care too much. He's the world champion of DAS as far as CTWC is concerned. So TUGI, you will be moving on to the next round. And yeah, this is not an uncommon thing to happen after you win a big tournament. Very few people win a giant world championship and then come back and just steamroll right through. There always seems to be a little bit of a come down. Doesn't matter. It doesn't take anything off Giovanni's stature at all. Amazing player. So GG's to you, Giovanni, and hope to see you back again competing in DAS Masters. So GG's to you. TUGI, GG's, 3-0, not too bad against the DAS World Champ. And you're about to play another World Champ, 2-time CTWC champion, Joseph SAELEE. In a moment, we'll be right back. We're going to get this set up. And let's see how he does on Stencil. All right, let's see about this stencil. What do you think? How do you think he's going to do? It's actually not that bad. I mean, it's a couple pixels off, but I'll fix it. No worries. I'm happy to fix it. So let's go ahead and fix this stencil up. I mean, it's better than Pixelandy, and Pixelandy like never stopped playing. So, so you know, it's not too bad. Yeah, this is not bad at all. Maybe I could quarrel. That'll probably be good enough. All right, Joseph, are you able to turn on your hertz and input display? Yeah, I think so. You got it, right? Yeah, perfect. Vandy, did I invent the stencil concept? Not exactly, but I vastly improved the stencil concept. The original concept was a good idea, but it was very poorly executed. So, all right. Looks like Joseph's already won. So, all right, we're done. That's round 2. Joseph, how many pounds of muscle have you put on since 2021? All right. All right, gonna watch JD warm up. Yeah, I mean, JD is the name that comes to mind. I guess that's how I think of him still. I don't think of him as Joseph. I think of him as JD. Is that weird? I don't know. All right, we'll let him keep warming up here. Although really, both JD and Giovanni love their long warm-ups. I will say that. You always call him JD. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. JD sounds like his teen stage name. Well, y'all know that, you know, I think the story was, oh, Abby Normal with the $20 contribution to the prize pool. Thank you, Abby. Appreciate that. And I think we had another one as well. Nerd the Box with the 212 into the prize pool. Thank you, Nerd the Box, and Abby Normal. Very generous. Appreciate it. I mean, you know that Joseph, like, I think when he was, you know, getting into the scene, I think he was kind of known as Joey at the very beginning, but there was already like a Joey in the Tetris scene, so he decided to go by Joseph. Like, because Joey Parker existed. I think that's right. I think that is correct. Oh, the light spin. Are you serious? All right. This counts, Joseph. So you're going to have to... TUGI just has to chase this down. This counts. All right. The Max. All right. Tap Max. He still got it. Oh, let's bring back the original music. All right, players, I'm going to go ahead and give you some pieces in the chat. Here are the pieces: 7E, F7, 4D. Oh, that was 600 transition trainer? Oh, whatever. It still counts. F7 4D are the pieces, players. I think I gotta fix up TUGI's cam a little bit here, so just bear with me while I do that. I mean, TUGI very relaxed. I mean, look how relaxed this guy is. He's so relaxed. All right, now, Joseph, if you want to signal ready in chat, you can do that. If you want to use the select key, if you use select, it will give you, do you know about that? If you hit select, it will give you a ready on your screen. I don't know if you know about that. 3, 2, 1 countdown bits for the channel. There you go. Look at that. Amazing. Look at that. He's learning. He's learning. He's all caught up. Oh my word. All right, folks, this is it. 2 players are ready. It's JDMFX_ versus TUGI. Both of them are on seed. Both of them are ready to play in Classic Tetris Monthly Tap Masters July 2025 in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Wow. I mean, I'm flummoxed. I'm floored. On the left side of your screen, it's real. It's happening. It's Joseph SAELEE, JDMFX, JD for short. Seed number 10. He is back playing competitive Tetris. First match in about 4 years playing here in Tap Masters. He qualified into seed number 10 with a 1.19 million average of his best 2 games played in a 1-hour qualifying period. JD is from the USA. He's got a tapping PB and an overall PB of 1.39 million. There is, you know, kind of lore about maybe getting a 1.4 unrecorded. But as far as recorded PB, 1.39 million. He's played in 20 Masters level events. He's won 6 CTM Masters events. He's also been in the finals additional 2 times and in the semis an additional 1 time. The last time he won a CTM was January of 2021. You might also know JD from having won CTWC 2 years in a row. This was 2018 and 2019. He was also in the semis, I believe, in 2021. Yeah, because he was defeated by Hufflepuffus, who went on to go to the final. So I think that's what it was. Joseph's last CTM match, by the way, his last CTM match, you might remember this one, or at least this month. This was in September of 2021. He went out against Hydrant Dude. That was Hydrant's match immediately after the Odin Logi Jounce game. 95,000 for Joseph, 211 for TUGI. Of course, that game was really the game that changed Tetris forever. It was the first ever rollover. That was the Odin Logi game. And Joseph was Hydrant Dude's next opponent on his way to winning CTM that month. So, I mean, history. It's, you know, totally crazy how much history Joseph has been involved in. On the right side of your screen is another fantastic player, seed number 23 from Austria. Defeated Giovanni in a sweep in round 1 to get here to round 2. Qualified in with a 1.11 million. Has a 1.34 million DAS PB. We'll be playing DAS in this tournament. Has one tap max out that happened like 3 years ago, but he is a DAS player playing up against really generational tap player Joseph SAELEE. TUGI, former DAS world record holder, currently 3rd on the overall DAS PB list. 316 for TUGI, 202 for JD. TUGI's been in Masters level events 9 times, and he had his best month ever last month, finishing in the top 8 in our 32-player format. He's also in the semifinals of DAS Masters last month as well. So probably TUGI's best month in CTM all told. TUGI also has been in CTWC gold bracket 4 times, played in the 2 pandemic years, 2020, 2021, and also played in 2022 and 2024. Played in C-Tech in the online years. You've also seen him at the Austria Regional the last couple of years, and you've seen him at CTWC DAS, their DAS World Championship in Germany, with several high finishes over the last few years. 395 for TUGI, 275 for JD. Now, if I remember correctly, JD's internet pretty much par for the course here. It's always a little jittery back in the day, but, you know, 445, it's fine. 445 for TUGI, 343 for JD. We're playing, oh man, with JD on the screen, with that music in my ear, it's pretty wild. Joseph's first championship was in February 2019, CTM championship. That was against Corian. Second one was in October of 2019. That was also against Corian. And in other finals, Joseph defeated Richard, Bereni KFT, Eric ICX, Garbage Egg, that's Niner 80, and Jerpy. That March and February of 2019, that whole era, the beginning of 2019, really stands out in my mind as kind of one of the most epic times to be observing the classic Tetris scene, because we were watching it change right in front of our eyes. 449 for Joseph on 19, 572 for TUGI. So TUGI up by about 122,000 points, 28,000 points, something like that. And yeah, I mean, just kind of those back-to-back finals with Joseph and Corian in February and March. Those were two of the most epic months. All right, Joseph gets that long bar over to the left side. All right, JD open on the right side. Taking a couple of skims here. Another double. Long bar gets over. Tetris for JD, 537. Tetris for TUGI, 661. Tetris for JD, 596. 692 for TUGI. Of course, TUGI playing DAS, one of the world's best. He is number 7 in the most recent DAS Premier poll. Joseph's board getting a little bit high here, so start bringing this down a little bit. He's cut the lead a little. Another Tetris for Joseph, 667. Oh, overshift for TUGI with that S piece. It's going to be tough with DAS, so he's going to need like a J or something to help bring this down. And the J not coming. That's going to be a top out for TUGI at 730. So Joseph in a Chasedown needs to get to 731. And Joseph with a Z piece that does not get all the way to the left. And that is going to be a top out for Joseph. And TUGI is going to hang on and take game number 1. All right, so my word. TUGI just like, you know, just collecting, you know. It's really TUGI versus the world in the chat. Early top outs like in 2019. Yeah, this is all the way back in 2019. All right, new pieces, players. You can take a moment if you need it. This is our last stream of this session, so if you need to take a moment, that's fine. If you are watching right now and you want to contribute to the prize pool, and we can keep bringing you events like Tap Masters and DAS Masters and a regular Masters event, already 18. All right, that's fine. 38092C, 38092C. Well, contribute to the prize pool. That'll encourage these kind of events to keep on happening. Ready 18. I know. That's insane. .38092C for TUGI. Where's the hover 3? All right, looks like both players are ready. We're getting started here in game number 2. TUGI up 1 game to none over the 6-time CTM champion. Zelazawi with the 1, 2, 3, 4, $12.34 contribution to the prize pool. Thank you, Zelazawi. It's going to get us up to 244.46. So this is a round 2 match. The winner of this will move on to a round 3. That's the top 16. That'll be against Oscar. That is happening later in the month. Nice adjust here for TUGI, I guess, but it doesn't give him a great place for a square. He's still got a flat landing spot for it, but he's gonna have to take a couple of burns here. I think Joseph, yeah, going for a dirty in column 2. An ill-timed bar. He's not going to be able to use that. And there's the dirty Tetris for JD 119. $100.54 contribution into the prize pool from Madelsberger. So thank you, Madelsberger. You've gotten us up to 345. 345. Really generous. I appreciate that. 145 for both players through 34 lines. Joseph back by just a few hundred points. All right, Joseph gets a long bar over to the right side. He was starting to spire a little bit with Z's, but able to get a bar over and a nice triple to knock this back down. 178 for JD, 174 for TUGI. Tetris for Joseph, 209. Tetris for TUGI, 204. Right. JD going to use that long bar to fix the middle of the board rather than take some weird triple or something. So that's fine. He's Tetris ready and gets a Tetris. 234 for him, 250 for TUGI. As far as I can tell, these two players have never played against one another. Really, the end of Joseph's, main playing career overlapped only a few months with the beginning of TUGI's. They did both play in the, CTWC 2020, right? But they did not face each other. Oh, CTL season 12. Did they play against each other? I'll look it up. That can't. I don't think that is true. Let me see. Match database says no, so he must have been saying something, referring to something else. 456 for TUGI, 443 for JD. Vandy, should Dan V upload this match? I'm going to leave that up to Dan V. I'm not going to tell Dan V how to do his job, but he better. 468 for JD, 504 for TUGI. I mean, what am I going to do? Say, oh, you can't, you're fired from doing this thing, which you're basically doing for less than minimum wage? No, I'm whatever I can get from him. I'm, so grateful. 517 for Joseph, 530 for TUGI. Right, a little less flat over there for TUGI. 545 entry into 19 for Joseph. Respectable. He's got a long bar in the middle, long bar hole in the middle of his board. He's going to get a Tetris, though. He's going to start to work this down. 626 for TUGI on 19. They're about 50,000 points apart. And TUGI with a few lines in hand. A skimming a Tetris there for TUGI, 652. All right, good, safe stacking here for Joseph, just bringing this down. Oh, a couple of placements here for TUGI. Could be a problem. We'll see. You know, of course, he's on DAS right now, so he does, of course, does have a world-class quick tap, but we'll see what he's able to do here. And that is going to be a top out for TUGI, and Joseph is good in game number 2. So Joseph, you are good. You can top out, I promise. Maybe when you were playing back in the day, I used to accidentally tell people to top out when they shouldn't have, but I don't do that anymore. So you can feel safe about topping out. And we are tied. All right, players, you can take a moment if you need it. You can't with me right now? I'm sorry. I'm doing my best. I'm trying. This is my best, guys. This is the problem. It's not good, but it's all I got. All right, the pieces are going to be 16A2EC, and he's signaled ready. There it is. Oh my God. 16A2EC is doing a job that you like, the best feeling ever. Yeah, I mean, it is. That's why I can afford to do it at a steep discount. All right, both players are ready. Game number 3, what was once a best of 5, now a best of 3 between JDMFX and TUGI. Let's get him started in game number 3. All right, good flat stacking here to start off for Joseph. He gets a Tetris. TUGI gets one as well. And so it's pretty interesting to see what, players have when they come back after a, huge layoff like this, or layover, or whatever you want to call it. Just a huge break, multiple years. But I don't know. Joseph doesn't appear to have lost a step, at least stacking wise. I mean, so far, so good. 93,000 for Joseph, 72,000 for TUGI. We saw a much different result in Corion's match, but Corion has not had as much of a break, because he did play in CTWC in 2025, and he's he's played in some regionals, and like I think Japan regionals, and occasionally plays online. But this is a real, I don't know how much Joseph's really playing in the last 4 years. I'm sure he played a bit in the run up to this, but other than that, who knows? 125 for TUGI, 162 for Joseph. Yeah, and I think Corion's was a bit of just kind of bad day. So everybody has a bad day. I mean, you just saw the World DAS Championship and DAS Masters champion Giovanni, just didn't have the set that he would want to have. So, not a set to write home about for him. And those happen for championship caliber players, as well as, well, not as often as it does for the rest of us, but it can happen to anybody. So hopefully we can lure some of these players back for Tap Masters 2. $257 for Joseph, 202 for TUGI. Tetris TUGI, 248, 282 for Joseph. And yeah, I think there was some comment, there was maybe a little bit of a sentiment after like Corion's match, like, oh, maybe he just doesn't have it anymore. But I mean, he was able to get, a 1.1 qualifier. I mean, solidly in the bracket, like with no question. He had a good qualifier. So I think it's just kind of an off day So I don't know. Hopefully we can lure him back. I think we'll do this event a couple times a year. I don't want to go nuts. But a couple times a year is good. 320 for TUGI, 378 for Joseph. All right, Joseph getting Tetris ready with a little T-tuck there. Long bar over Tetris for Joseph. Oh, the S flat for Joseph. What the heck? Oh my God. He's been studying. All right, Tetris for Joseph, 448, 370 for TUGI. Another Tetris for Joseph. TUGI trying to navigate around this long bar in the middle and the board. This could be tough, but no, he's going to uncover. Okay, good. Cute Pup Jesus Prime resub, 12 months. Thank you, Cute Pup Jesus. Also, I missed this resub from Scoops with the Prime sub, 3 months. Thank you, Scoops, as well. Scoop 17. I missed that. Is Joseph's picture recent or is that an old picture? I don't know. I got it from the internet. I got it from a news story about him. I didn't have a... That's what I had. All right, we're about 13 lines away from level 19. That speed is going to increase by 50%. Yeah, I mean, it's got to be from 2019, I think it is. Cute Pup Jesus has gifted 5 tier 1 subs to the Twitch channel. Thank you, Cute Pup. Himi Ratchoosu, Racho Osu, I see. Victor, Shadow Lorgris, and LOZ Cards fan. 638 for Joseph here on 19. That is a very healthy score on 19. 554 for TUGI. He's into level 20. They're one line apart. Joseph up by 110,000 points. Okay, TUGI's board starting to get a little bit high here, and he's kind of all in on a long bar right now. And the bar is not coming. That's going to be a top out for TUGI at 554, and Joseph is good in game number 3. And he's going to go up 2 games to 1. And he just tops out immediately. See? That's old school right there. That is old school. You just top right out. And that's aura. If you don't mullen, that's aura right there instantly. New pieces are here, players, when you get a moment. 49BAE3. You know, people used to do that, you know, just top out immediately all the time. And then basically Scout ruined it and all his stats team ruined it. All right, Joseph ready 18. 49BAE3 for both players, and they're both ready. So it is game number 4. TUGI needs to win this one to force a deciding game number 5. Let us get them started. Jounce was a mullen. You like that game, right? Well, you know, it was kind of civil disobedience in a way. It was kind of like, I know this is possible. I know I can do it, and I'm going to do it here on the biggest stage. Same thing with Eric's Colors game, right? There's a time and a place for, like, if you know you have a generational moment in you, then there's a little bit of civil disobedience that, you know, you're going to do. It's very rare that that's, like, a thing, right? It's a game. The game gets to an inflection point, and I'm like, I know this is possible, and I'm going to be the guy that's going to do it, right? Right. They're all Tetrises so far. Joseph going to get a single there, though. You don't want a perfect game. Too much pressure. Nice burns here for JD 115. Tetris for TUGI 137. Did Van says Sybil? Bet he read that book. All right, TUGI trying to avoid the line spin there, and this is pretty dicey right now, but that double's going to help for TUGI. 140. Now, of course, if Kingsman really knew books, even though he sells them for a living, he would know that he doesn't have to say Sybil to make a book joke, because there is a book called Civil Disobedience, right? You would think you would know that. 152 for TUGI, 160 for Joseph. Joseph gets a Tetris. He's at 184. All right, good clean board now for TUGI after a burn there. He's 181, 187 for Joseph. Mila Tempest with the Prime sub. 3 months says happy Tetriversity. Tetriversity. I mean, versary. Yeah, versity. I keep saying like it's a Tetris University. Somebody should make a Tetris University. What the heck? Tetris TUGI 234, 259 Joseph. Joseph gets a Tetris 282. Another one TUGI. All right, so they're one line apart. Joseph up by about 25,000 points. Tetris is on this level. We're 22,800. There's a Tetris for Joseph. Tetris for TUGI, 351, 377 for Joseph. I'm not asking any questions. Oh, Joseph kind of setting up that long bar dependency. RXS with the $10 contribution. So Joseph all of a sudden a bit dependent here. And Joseph's tapping speed, I would say it's, fairly close. I mean, he's kind of getting bursts up to 13 hertz. And that kind of, I think, aligns a little bit with, kind of his style. He was never like the fastest tapper like Mark or Eric or, or Alex T, but just excellent stacking and good judgment, and then just good nerves. 460 for Joseph, 468 for TUGI. Evan J with the Prime sub, 4 months. Mackenzie says, yeah, I like how Joseph is taking the burns. $516 for TUGI. $553 entry into 19 for Joseph. Another healthy transition, mid 500s. And $540 entry into 19 for TUGI. But TUGI's got to win this one to force a decider. But TUGI having a great game. I mean, as much as, you know, people getting sort of all hyped out about Joseph here, I mean, TUGI's having a, you know, pretty good game here. And really a good, I don't know, last few months, I feel like, I don't know, TUGI kind of found something here. He had his best month overall in CTM across DAS and Open last month, so. $647 TUGI, $687 for Joseph. So Joseph ahead by 40,000. There's a Tetris for Joseph. I know, I should have updated the command, you know, the Joseph command in chat. Tetris for Joseph, 776. Like, he's not playing Fortnite and he could make it, you know. All right, so Joseph trying to recover here from a little bit of a dicey board. Oh, and he's set up for a dirty if he can get one real quick. No, the bar goes to the right. He's trying to survive this, just keeping it low and dealable with. 791 for Joseph. Tetris for TUGI, 774. TUGI back by about 7 lines and about 20,000 points. So pace-wise, TUGI's right there with him. And Joseph now clean. Tetris for Joseph, 857. So good survival for Joseph. I don't know if this is like riding a bicycle or what, but he's getting those pieces over. Tetris for Joseph, 895. 847 for TUGI. So still about 50,000 point lead. TUGI has like 7 lines in hand, something like that. Now, Joseph, of course, was the first player to get past, you know, level 30 into 31 and beyond. Did that during a CTM match. Of course, that's very famous Harry Hong Vandy commentary moment where I predicted that people would start to do that kind of thing routinely, and Harry had quite a different view. And, well, we know how that turned out. Tetris for Joseph, 961. He's into 29. TUGI gets a tuck and a Tetris, 931. So TUGI gonna have to find a way to get something else. I don't know what he's gonna get. He's got 4 lines to go. He opens up that right side, and Joseph into level 30. And Tetris for TUGI, 974. They're within just a few 500 points of each other. TUGI needs to get something. And no, oh my goodness, just 2,000 points separating the players. And Joseph, it's not going to get there. TUGI, oh my word, just eked it out in the last few moments. What the heck? On the kill screen with DAS. TUGI, the last few lines are what sealed it. What the heck? Oh my word. I thought that TUGI was done, and he was back by just a little bit, but just getting it and right at the last minute on 29 with DAS, and we have got a decider. Oh my word. Oh. Of course, TUGI's cheating and playing DAS, but Threes 2 says a Dasser beat a Tapper with points on the kill screen. Joseph in chat says, not my kid, by the way. Okay. Oh my God. Everyone's got kids in businesses now. They're all getting old. I mean, TUGI with the DAS cheater. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. All right, new pieces are on their way, players. Here they are. Oh my God. DC E2EC. Vicious Rhubarb with a point here. You know, if you're DAS, you know, if you're playing DAS, you get to get instant movement on that first frame, right? You don't necessarily get that as a tapper. So, you know, Das with a little kind of advantage. Somalian Captain with the Michael Jackson lyrics. Okay, DCE to EC. It is a decider. Oh, we got to get the decider. Did we have the decider emote when I don't think so. I don't think we had that back then. But all right, decider emote is here. Both players are ready. What was once a best of 5, now a best of 1. The winner goes to the top 16 in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Oh my goodness. This has been a pretty good tournament so far. Pollo says, I'm so nervous, bro. Yeah, you would think, you know, all right, you know, both of them, you know, Joseph, like, having a lead basically on kill screen and TUGI getting into the kill screen. You think Joseph would have taken it, but no, TUGI got points on kill screen in order to take that one, you know, as a DAS player, which is totally insane. Of course, we had, you know, we had Trap Zone take out Corian. TUGI, you know, she's on my list. Aoife took out Corian and CTWC Silver. That's my list, and I don't know, TUGI maybe wants to get on the list now. All right, Tetris for Joseph, 138. Vicious Rhubarb and everybody in chat going with the let's go TUGI. TUGI sucks. Call and response. Pollo says, I got to commentate that Corian versus Aoife match. She was kicked off the stage. Don't worry. All right, good. No, we kid, of course. Listen, we bring the players together. We want everybody to play their best. And the results, you know, come what may with in terms of the results. 229 for Joseph, 190 for TUGI. For the win, Epic Yoshi, first time chat, says both these players are great. All right, the Corian thing for TUGI, the adjustment there for the L and the J into the 2x2 gap. Of course, if you've watched a live event with TUGI in it, you know that little chant, let's go TUGI, TUGI sucks. But of course, it's all in good fun because everybody loves TUGI. 259 for TUGI, 301 for Joseph. See what he's going to do here. He's up high and a long bar gets in for a dirty Tetris, Joseph. 327, 270 for TUGI. Oh, TUGI with the adjust of the long bar. That's going to work out. He's going to get a Tetris here. 320, 396 for Joseph. Tetris Joseph, 421 through 85. That's a pretty good score. Now, of course, back in Joseph's day, saying the word pace was highly discouraged and maybe even outright banned. But those days are over. $349 TUGI. Gonna uncover the well, get it. Tetris 373, 468 for Joseph. He gets a Tetris 491. He's up by almost 120,000 points. Yeah, people would get mad. They would ban the word pace in chat. I mean, maybe we should ban it just for Tap Masters, but I feel like I've already violated it like a million times. June. I'm not going to repeat that comment, but that's pretty funny. Well, I think people thought that the word pace, some people, you know, I think seriously thought it was like a little bit of a curse, but it could also be just distracting, right? Because like players are in the flow state and all of a sudden you make someone aware of how well they're doing and then they start overthinking, you know, break their flow state. I think was, if there was any legitimacy to it, that is how I think people thought about it. But $557 for Joseph, $516 for TUGI. All right, Joseph going to take a double into 19. Takes a nice triple to bring this stack back down. Long bar over Tetris, Joseph, 592. One line before 20. And Tetris for JD, 617. All right, TUGI going to take a triple, I believe that was, into 19 at 531. He's back by about 110,000 points. Gets another triple to knock this stack back down. Tetris, TUGI, 587. Joseph waiting on a long bar. Gets a bar. Another Tetris, Joseph, 699. There's one TUGI, 612. There's one Joseph, 726. Oh. All right, Joseph I thought he was gonna maybe take a long bar down that right side for a triple, but no, he's just gonna get to attacking those gaps. All right, 671 after a Tetris for TUGI, 759 for Joseph. Long bar over Tetris, Joseph. We still got about 110, 115,000 point lead. There's another Tetris for him, 819 on 24. He gets created a long bar dependency over on the left, but got an immediate couple of long bars. That's pretty good for him. All right, Tetris for Joseph, 883, and he's got a 145,000 point lead now. Now, here's the thing. Joseph ahead by about 13 lines. And there's an early shift for TUGI, so that's going to throw off his stack a little bit, mess with his dash. So he's going to have to, you know, I'm sure of course, it's already recovered, but he's going to have to downstack a bit more now. All right, Joseph with a good board. He's going to take a nice, easy triple, knock this down. And getting droughted a little bit. Joseph, 961. TUGI at 782. And TUGI might be, you know, he's got lines in hand. He's back by like, 17 lines, something like that. But he's got a lot. Joseph with the max out on 27. There's a Tetris. But, it's TUGI just has a lot of room to make up here in this stack. Not getting any easier. That is going to be a top out for TUGI at 788. Joseph has already got the max out and will be moving on in this tournament. So a great matchup between two great players. Of course, one of the greatest players of all time, Joseph. And, of course, one of the greatest DAS players of our generation, TUGI. So what a match. We'll see what Joseph can do here. And there is another one. Let's see if he can get to 31. Oh, he misses the T-spin. He's two away from, the pog face there from TUGI. And he's into 31. My word. And look at these great burn setups on that left side. And no, the level 31 for Joseph. So Joseph, unfortunately, bad news for you. You thought this was just a fun thing to come back. You actually have to keep playing, dude. So congratulations to you. TUGI, congratulations to you. You had a really good match. And looking great. And also congratulations. If I didn't, that previous month, you had an amazing month. So looking forward to see what you can do in the coming months. But Joseph, yeah, you got to keep playing, man. So a 1.1 for Joseph, level 31. Where is, it's like he never left. It's like he never left. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and report the results of this match. We'll show you what this all looks like. Where are we in the teal bracket? I guess I didn't report the TUGI and Giovanni one. Do you want to raid Joseph at all, or are you done for the day? He's done. All right. Let me just go ahead and report these couple of matches here. And it was 3-2 decider. What a match between these two. And I mean, I don't know. Joseph looked very good. I mean, he played very smart stacking, didn't take a lot of crazy risks. And so he's able to just play very consistently. Took triples. It did seem kind of like a little old school, right? Like player, but he did know when to push it when he pushed it. And I don't know. I think he played great. Arm cam. Yeah, he's showing the arm, guys. Arm cam. There you go. There's that arm. All right, let's show you the bracket and just see where we are at. So let me refresh this and see if let me refresh it. So Joseph will be continuing on. He's in the top 16 of this tournament. He's going to be taking on Oscar at some point later in the month. And how interesting this is, because he's basically in the same bracket quadrant as Dylan. Of course, Dylan might be, it depends on what Alex has, but Dylan might be the most consistent, kind of tapper right now. He's never really abandoned tapping, never went to rolling. And so, that's a potential matchup in the offing. I mean, that's the only reason I don't say best tapper is because, I don't know what Alex has, I mean, I haven't seen Alex do much tapping, but, at one point Alex was the best tapping and he's in this tournament too. So, but Dylan certainly, is up there. He's certainly in the conversation. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Alex does have a higher tap PB than Dylan does. So that's, that's one thing. That's one thing in favor of Alex. So, it's very intriguing. This is very, very intriguing. Of course, we still have to play the matches. Oscar is there, and Oscar, had a great qualifier as well. So we'll see how he can do. This is shaping up to be very, very interesting. All right, Joseph is in. Eric is in. Two former world champions, two former CTM champions are in to join the existing champions who are already there, Alex D and Andy and Dog. So this is shaping up to be like a top 16 of all time for real. So yeah, great time. Thank you, Derek, by the way, for the Prime sub. Evan J, thanks again for the Prime. And thanks everybody for hanging out. I mean, this is really a super fun time. We'll wait till this resets, and I will thank everybody for their contributions. It's a kind of fun tournament. I kind of like it. New followers: Juplay, Jared, Twitch sub Stanislaw, Boo Scooty, Dan V, Scoops, Cute Pup Jesus, LOZ Cards Fan, Himmy, Shadow Logris, Shrachosu, Victor, Mila Tempest, Devin J, Derek IRL, Twitch bits from Harold, Super Chats, Kip Duran, thanks for a couple of those. Raids from Adam Fortis, Deep, Chef Boyer Jeeves, and GB Toast. Appreciate all the support, you guys. Thanks to our patrons for keeping this running. I gotta fix this. It's not picking up the right part of the page here, so it's a little off center and some stuff's missing here, but thank you to our patrons for supporting us at patreon.com/monthly Tetris. You can support us over there. Thanks to Scott Gray, J in the Window, K9 Tacky, Corporal Shalby, Troy Dan, Kim M, Rogue Potato, Kakane Mila, Savage Octagon, a wicked Dr. Mario player and commentator giving us the raid here just at the last moment. But thank you, Savage Octagon, for the raid. We are going to be finding another raid target. And then also thanks to our contributors to the prize pool. We had RXS with the $10, says Joseph is back. Yay. Yeah, Raiders, you just missed the return of Joseph SAELEE to competitive Tetris in our Tap Masters, which is kind of a throwback pre-rolling days oriented tournament. So thank you, RXS, for that $10. Madelsberger with the $100.54. $12.34 from Zelazawi, Abby Normal 20, Nerd the Box with $2.12, Dr. Knockers 10, Summer B with the 70. Thank you so much for that. Alex Thatch with the 5, Mountain Dew 614, Zelazawi 5, and the rest of you for doing coupons. Just upcoming schedule. We've done the first 2, so tonight we've got Trap Zone versus Fractal for a top 16 spot. These say June, but it means July. Sorry about that, guys. I messed up. But I'll fix that in between. So it's going to be Trap Zone versus Fractal. Winner goes to the top 16. Tomorrow, a couple of STM brackets, Stupid Tetris Monthly, no Next Box Championship. That is going to be Ian Keith, Meme, and Bendy. And then Hazelnut Milk, Peak, and Huffaluffagus. On Friday, we've got Orange STM, Hydrant, Doc Pie, and Dewey. Of course, Hydrant. The reign is he? No, he's not the reigning, but he was our first ever Stupid Tetris Monthly Championship champion back in 2020. So it'll be fun to see him back as well. So thank you, everybody, for hanging out. I will see you guys tonight for that solo match, Trap Zone versus Fractal. YouTube, thanks for keeping it real. You have done a wonderful job of being YouTube today, so thank Black Ops, Ogusan, Catnivity, Joseph Animates. I think Suds is in there. DJ Mr. Burrow, Joseph Animates, Branches Jade, everybody, Lone Wolf, D Bradley, everybody else. So have a beautiful day, YouTube. Goodbye. And then did we see that Fractal is Fractal playing right now? Let's check that out. No. Why did someone say Fractal was streaming? I don't see that. Yeah, see you, Joseph. Thanks again. Congrats. Yeah, we'll go ahead and raid. We'll raid CTL. Wednesday Warriors. Peak versus... I can't see. I think it's Doodle. Maybe it's Doodle. All right, we're going to raid Classic Tetris League. All right, see you guys tonight. Thanks again. Lots of fun. Have a great day. If I don't see you tonight, and if I do, well, I'll see you then. Take care. Farewell. And so long.